We tend to pay attention to the various forms of external communication that takes place between people. Written, verbal, and visual nonverbal cues through body language or expression are all considered to be the major means of creating a relation between individuals. What we do not always recognize, however, is the impact and importance of the subtle subliminal communication that is constantly taking place. We understand that there are vibrations that fall outside the spectrum that we can consciously perceive with our senses. We cannot dismiss them, however, as to their effect on us, simply because we cannot see, hear, or feel them with our limited sense organs. Some examples are easily appreciated. For instance, we sometimes feel like someone is watching us, although they are behind us and thus not directly visible to our sight. We get an inner feeling more than a direct sense perception, and it oftentimes proves to be true. Sometimes we get a sense of someone's goodwill or a feeling of comfort or of being protected in the presence of someone that represents a subtle perception of the feeling someone is radiating from their inner being. Similarly, we can sometimes get a sense of discomfort or dread if that individual happens to be putting out vibrations that are uncomfortable to us. Women frequently report a feeling of unease from receiving unwanted vibrations of a sexual nature, even when nothing has been overtly said and they cannot see the individual focused on those energies. Sometimes we simply absorb an energy and experience feelings of hunger or sadness without knowing exactly why. A widely reported phenomenon is the feeling of a deep peace or a sense of spiritual energy that occurs in the presence of a dedicated yogic practitioner or realized spiritual being. The atmosphere in their surroundings is permeated with vibrations that fill us with a sense of well being, an experience of bliss, or peace, or aspiration, gratitude, or love. The more focused we are on the external senses and the thought process that arises therefrom, the less we tend to pay conscious attention to what is taking place within us subliminally. As we shift our awareness inward and reduce our reliance on the impressions and impulses provided by the external sense organs, we can begin to recognize and understand the working of these heretofore subliminal forces. We can then truly begin to appreciate the way we are influenced, how thoughts, emotions, feelings develop without any ostensible outer context or support, and we can begin to appreciate the complex interaction of each individual with all others. It is through a deeper appreciation of the subliminal interaction that we can truly gain a better understanding of the ideas, feelings, motivations, needs, and drives that are active within ourselves and others, and thereby gain both a deeper understanding and a better ability to manage these impacts within the framework of our aspirations and goals. Sri Aurobindo notes, quote, there is a constant mental, vital, subtle physical interchange going on between all who meet or live together, of which they are themselves unaware except insofar as its impact and interpenetrations touch them as sensible results of speech and action and outer contact. For the most part, it is subtly and invisibly that this interchange takes place, for it acts indirectly, touching the subliminal parts, and through them, the outer nature. But when we grow conscious in these subliminal parts, that brings consciousness also of all this interaction and subjective interchange and intermingling, with the result that we need no longer be involuntarily subjects of their impact and consequence, but can accept or reject, defend ourselves or isolate. At the same time, Our action on others need no longer be ignorant or involuntary, and often unintentionally harmful. It can be a conscious help, a luminous interchange, and a fruitful accommodation, an approach towards an inner understanding or union, not as now a separative association with only a limited intimacy or unity, restricted by much non understanding and often burdened or endangered by a mass of misunderstanding, of mutual misinterpretation and error. End quote. Reference Sri Aurobindo and the Mother, The Hidden Forces of Life, Chapter 1, Life Through the Eyes of the Yogin, page 16.